Prime Field.
Welcome to Prime Field. In high school, she was a dominant force, a floor general, averaging over 16 points and nearly 7 assists per game. She was named the best player in the state of New York. Then came her freshman year of college basketball at USC, and the numbers seemed to tell a different story. 6.1 points per game, 1.9 assists. On the surface, it's a story of adjustment, of a star player finding her role in a new, more competitive world. But the box score is often an incomplete measure of impact, and a misleading predictor of the future. This is the story of Kayleigh Heckel, and it revolves around a central question. How could a player with such modest freshman statistics be poised for a breakout inside one of the most demanding and successful programs in sports history? The answer lies not in the numbers we see, but in the ones we don't. Six points per game. That was Kayleigh Heckel's scoring average in her freshman season at USC. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Behind the modest box score lies a player whose efficiency, decision-making, and leadership suggest a far greater ceiling. Advanced metrics reveal an athlete who contributed far beyond her minutes, while her high school dominance paints the portrait of a floor general ready for the next stage. Now at UConn, under Geno Auriemma's famously demanding system, the central question emerges. Why are Kayleigh Heckel's freshman stats an incomplete measure of her future impact? This is the story of potential, system, and transformation. At USC, Heckel appeared in 34 games, averaging 16.9 minutes. She scored 6.1 points per game, dished 1.9 assists, and maintained a positive assist-to-turnover ratio of 1.3. Her efficiency was striking. She shot nearly 46% from the field and over 78% from the free throw line. These are not the hallmarks of a high-volume scorer, but of a player who makes the most of each possession. Advanced statistics further highlight her value. Offensive rating and usage rate point to a guard who contributed effectively when called upon. Within a program that prized efficiency and decision-making, Heckel thrived in subtle but meaningful ways. This quiet efficiency becomes even more significant in the context of her past. Before college, Heckel started at Long Island Lutheran High School. She averaged 16.2 points, 6.5 assists, and 3.7 steals per game. She was named the 2022-23 Max Preps New York Girls Basketball Player of the Year, recognition that underscored her role not just as a scorer, but as a creator, a defender, and above all, a leader. Her high school resume established her as a floor general, a guard capable of running an offense, setting up teammates, and applying relentless defensive pressure. These traits would become the foundation of her transition to the next level, but the step from high school stardom to college rotation player brought new challenges and new opportunities. The NCAA tournament offered Heckel a stage of a different kind. Although her individual numbers during postseason play remained limited, the experience itself proved invaluable. USC's deep tournament runs exposed her to high-pressure environments where decision-making and composure are tested possession by possession. For a freshman, this baptism under fire is critical. Playing on the sport's biggest stage not only hardens resolve, but prepares a guard for the responsibilities that come with leading at the highest level. This competitive context set the stage for her next and most challenging developmental leap. For decades, Geno Auriemma has built UConn into one of the most disciplined and successful programs in basketball. His philosophy is exacting and transformative. Auriemma demands precision. Skills are drilled until they are second nature. Habits are scrutinized. Mistakes are corrected in real time. He emphasizes more than physical execution. Mental sharpness, situational awareness, and resilience are non-negotiable. Practices are designed with what coaches call contextual interference. Players train under conditions that mirror game pressure, forcing decisions at full speed in live scenarios against relentless opposition. The goal is not immediate statistical output, it is long-term growth, the cultivation of high IQ players capable of executing under any circumstance. For a guard like Heckel, efficient, disciplined, and team-oriented, this system represents both a challenge and a perfect fit. Every developmental arc involves tension. For Heckel, the challenges are clear. First, person versus system. Auriemma's perfectionist style can test even the most talented players. To thrive, Heckel must embrace the constant demand for improvement. Second, old metrics versus new metrics. Traditional box scores, points and assists, fail to capture the full measure of her impact. Advanced analytics reveal a player defined by efficiency and decision-making, qualities that matter deeply in an Auriemma's program. Finally, the transition from high school star to college role player. In high school, she dominated. In college, she must adapt, prove patience, and steadily expand her role. These conflicts do not hinder her trajectory. They define it. The stakes of Heckel's development play out on two levels. Immediately, her growth influences UConn's ability to compete in the NCAA tournament. A reliable, efficient guard can tilt outcomes in close games. In the long term, her progression could illustrate once again how Auriemma's system elevates players. Guards who arrive with modest statistical profiles but strong fundamentals often emerge as stars. If Heckel follows that arc, her story could shape recruiting philosophies and development models across women's college basketball. Her success would affirm the principle that efficiency, basketball IQ, and adaptability are as important as raw scoring. Heckel's freshman numbers provide the baseline: 6.1 points per game, 1.9 assists per game, 45.9% field goal shooting, 78.3% free throw shooting, 1.3 assist to turnover ratio, 16.9 minutes per game. These are not eye-catching statistics, but they are efficient, reliable, and sustainable. When paired with her high school averages, 16.2 points, 6.5 assists, and 3.7 steals, they point to a player who can both score and facilitate, a guard who can anchor an offense while pressuring opponents defensively. Numbers, however, only frame the story. The system she enters will determine how far those numbers rise. Kayleigh Heckel's journey illustrates a broader truth about college basketball. Statistics alone cannot capture potential. Efficiency, decision-making, and the ability to adapt under pressure are equally vital. At UConn, Geno Auriemma's system offers Heckel the environment to elevate each of those qualities. It is a system that has refined countless players, turning talent into leadership and promise into production. If Heckel fulfills that trajectory, her story will stand as a case study in development. How a disciplined system, combined with a player's intelligence and resilience, can transform modest freshman numbers into the foundation of a defining collegiate career. Her stats may be poised to explode, but her true impact will be measured in how she embodies the qualities that UConn basketball demands.
Prime Field!